Boo! Boo to you!
Don't start booing too early now, all right?
Welcome to That's Good Sports. I am Brandon. My only hope heading into this game for the Broncos was not Payne Perna. While discussing the topic of pain, what does it say about an organization if the greatest thing to ever happen to them is the accidental stabbing of their starting QB in the lungs with a painkiller injection? If Tyrod Taylor doesn't get stabbed, Anthony Lynn sure as hell doesn't start their future at quarterback in Justin Herbert. So, much like the year of 2020, pain has been the Broncos meme, and pain has been the primary feeling Chargers players and Chargers fans have experienced watching their team blow 16-point leads in 4 straight games. The cure for pain is peaches. Only when you eat peaches can you move to the country and
fuck the pain away.
4 second-half touchdowns help the Broncos the pain away. No surprise when your quarterback is named Horsecock Lock. No surprise when your head coach smashes his face shield and nose, doing only God knows what, and continues to perform the tasks demanded by the gridiron. Broncos victory recap. That's good sports. Call it a comeback. Call it a comeback. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. I do a lot of football talking here. I do have Big Dick Patreon shoutouts for new patrons. Shalligator with a yearly donation of $30. Happy birthday, Christian. Stark, Raven, Mad, Joe. Rita Coley. James Krupka upping to a $35 a month donation. Thank you, James. Brandon, the Red Hot Detroit Lions Perna. Well, that didn't last long. Zach King, Butt Pounder 420, and Bubbles Wet Love. Patreon.com/that'sgoodsports. That's where you can support this channel. All $5 and above patrons get our weekly exclusive picks episode where Will Keys and I pick every single game. So if you're into that shit, check it out. Drew Lock wins 100% of the games where he throws for 3 touchdowns, and 100% of the time he plays the Chargers. And Bryce Callahan wins the Big Dick Player Award 100% of the time, where I already give it to Drew Lock in my best and worst episode that already went up earlier today. Bryce Callahan's touchdown negating interception covering Mike Williams was so important that he gets this award. That was his second pick of the season, and Callahan has quietly been the best corner on the Broncos defense this year. He allowed just 1 catch on 6 targets in this game plus that pick. Assuming Kareem Jackson doesn't try and kill him on the field, Bryce should thrive for the rest of the season. AJ Boye was covering Mike Williams fairly well throughout the game, had a great pass breakup in the third, but the difference was that Williams caught a touchdown pass with one hand when Boye was on him. Kareem Jackson took it upon himself to change the defensive alignment. This game was a classic tale of 2 halves. I honestly was ready to give up on the season and start That's Good Sports, where I just review season 1 of That's Good Sports back when the Broncos were fucking awesome. I, along with all of you on Twitter, was cursing Pat Shurmur and Drew Lock without guilt, saying things like, can you name a worse pairing than Drew Lock and Pat Shurmur? They make oil and water look symbiotic. They're like Elon Musk and fossil fuels. They're like hardcore Trump supporters living in the heart of San Francisco. They're like Bill Cosby at an open bar. They're like Phillip Rivers and condoms. That's how out of sync they looked, which was a continuation from the previous week and why we were all freaking the hell out. Now, it was the 4-yard routes continuously called on 3rd and long that was starting to piss us all off. It just feels like Shurmur has no middle ground with this play calling. Oh, you guys want me to stop throwing deep every play? Fine. How about a 4-yard pass on 3rd and 60, you jerks? That was my mental state. because things look dire. And not the cool kind of dire, like the Sultans of Swing. I'm talking those bitch-ass wolves from Game of Thrones that all died doing nothing. And for a guy with Herb in his name, he should have known picking Persimmons this time of year was a bad idea. This was my favorite Justin on Justin action since a pre-tattooed Justin Bieber covered Justin Timberlake's Cry Me a River on a very different YouTube platform. Denver then settled for 3 after that pick and completed 3 successful 3-and-outs to start this game. Also, if you think my Justin Herbert puns are bad, you better pray. You better pray hard that he never gets plantar fasciitis. Now, I'm not a Keenan Allen fan, but this stat claiming Allen has the second douchiest finger point in the NFL seemed a bit harsh. When you're the least interesting game in the late afternoon slot, they'll let the graphics department get away with anything. Lighting up Herb, always the right move during a high-stress game like this. That was a key play because LA was driving, and then they went for it on 4th and got stuffed again, preventing any points from being scored there. Anthony Lynn will point to that play as his biggest mistake in the game. We learned Justin Simmons is the only defensive player in the NFL to play 100% of the snaps since 2018, making John Elway's plan with him very clear. Work Simmons until he dies of exhaustion so he doesn't have to pay him.
Johnny John John!
No, Elway. Scooter Elway ain't getting you off the hook. Simmons played well. Shelby Harris blew up this play, and the backfield has been playing well. Denver had a chance to extend both of these guys during the offseason, but Elway spent all of the Broncos' money on scooters that are powered by the jizz of 6'10" college QBs. Now remember that even the best defenses cannot hold opposing teams forever. Backed up on 3rd down, Justin Herbert flashed a little cucumber and rocketed a ball to Keenan Allen for the tutty, which began Herbert's run of touchdowns. The Chargers got the ball back with 1:21 left, and Herbert dropped a couple seeds in the Garden of Pain, and the Chargers scored 14 points in less than 2 minutes. The ghost of Phillip Rivers himself couldn't score in under 2 minutes like that. Nobody summed up the Broncos' first half better than Vic Lombardi on Twitter with these stats. Points, 3. Penalties, 3. First downs, 2. Rushing yards, 4. Plays I slept, 7. Punts, 5. Total yards, 62. Here's Greg Gumbel being as nice as one man can be about watching an offense do nothing for 30 minutes.
This Denver offense just trying to find something to give it a little life.
Halftime was simply a 15-minute break between the Chargers scoring touchdowns. Their third in like a 7-minute span of gameplay was Mike Williams' one-handed catch. That was probably Herbert's best pass, but it will be overlooked because of Williams' amazing grab. Boye seemed to have good position there. It's just a good catch, and I'm not even going to be mad at it. Watch. Hey, good catch, Mike. I'm not even mad at that. Now down 24-3, Denver needed the state to bail out the city. Luckily, Mr. Colorado himself wrote the check for 55 million yards as Phillip Lindsay galloped all the way to pay dirt. This gave us hope. And this touchdown was a little bit lucky because Lock nearly threw an interception 2 plays earlier. That run felt like the longest play the Broncos have scored since 2013, and probably the most untouched a Bronco has gone since Peyton's bootleg against the Cowboys. Do you know how I know defender DeMarcus Walker has never scored a touchdown? Because when he thought he did, he celebrated like the weakest animal on earth, a bunny. Before Lock could go on his tear, he had to throw a bad interception. Is it just me, or do the announcers not even know the rules anymore? Here's expert of the game, Rich Gannon, correcting Drew Lock's interception.
That's just a mistake by Drew Lock. Look at the eyes. You've got to be able to hold the safety on a double move.
How is Lock supposed to hold the safety when they won't even let Garrett Bowles hold a pass rusher? You're an idiot, Rich. Now, Drew Lock got bailed out by Bryce Callahan. who, like Tim Patrick before him, used his helmet to play defense and became the only Broncos defender strong enough to outmuscle Mike Williams. Now, the fourth quarter erased all of the negativity I had experienced in this game. Drew Lock channeled his inner John Elway and masterminded the greatest comeback in Broncos history. Hyperbole? Maybe. And to spare you the pain of me using my dumb words, I will highlight these glorious plays to victory with the dopest music track I could find in my royalty-free library.
My friends and I will talk like every other day, shaking the park where all the boys are riding skateboards. They look so hot, they look so cool. Everyone is around, and that's when I saw that someone new that from around. You see on holiday, oh, will he stick around? He looks so hot, he looks so cool. Hope to see him in school, and now he walked up right to me, and my knees got weak and I just had to leave. It was weird, I'm so shy. You always make me blush so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I drop my cool when you're around. You are the hottest boy in town. I'm dreaming of a kiss from you and hoping it will all be true. But this is my imagination, and it's really me. I'm a girl in love. Yeah, it did happen and to me into a wreck. It got me thinking, but I found a resolution. She's so in love, she really is. Will I get any chance to see him? That's when I saw him standing next to me in class. I ain't ready and my heart is beating fast. She's so in love, she really is. Something happened, I couldn't speak a word. Now he said hi, what to do? Once again my knees got weak, I had to leave. It was weird, I said stop. You always make me blush so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I drop my cool when you're around. You are the hottest boy in town.
You're the hottest boy in town.
I'm dreaming of a kiss from you and hoping it will all be true. But this is my imagination, and it's really me. I'm a girl in love. I'm a girl in love. I'm a girl in love. You always make me blush so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I'll drop my cool when you're around. You are the hottest boy in town. I'm dreaming of a kiss from you and hoping it will all be true. But this is my imagination, and it's really me. You always make me blush so hard. My parents always stay on guard. I drop my cool when you're around. You are the hottest boy in town. I'm dreaming of a kiss from you.
Kiss, kiss, Chargers fans. We call that a lock-off. Or is it how they drew it up? I gave Bryce Callahan the Big Dick Player Award, and I am giving rookies KJ Hamler and Albert Okwuegbunam the Best Use of a Butt Award, which they could have also won had they used Jake Butt as a human shield to fend off tacklers on their way into the end zone. Bradley Chubb gets the Best Use of Justin Herbert's Face Mask Award. Now, I do love a shot to the dejected Charger after a loss, but I do miss that guy not being Phillip Rivers. You kind of feel bad for Justin Herbert, totally barren, childless, still dealing with acne, wondering why he had to get drafted by a team that blows leads quicker than their previous quarterbacks blew loads. Chargers fans may think Drew Lock has a punchable face, is corny, doesn't like the way he moves and dances on the field, but after 15 years with Phillip Rivers, I think you would respect that kind of QB face and attitude. Ain't that the kettle calling the pot stupid?
They look so hot, they look so cool.
Thanks for watching a victorious Broncos episode here on That's Good Sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel and make sure you check out the best and worst of Week 8 It is a full recap of everything that happened in the NFL.